Ashlee.
And I'm Anthony, and this is Significant Figures. First, we're going to discuss what makes a number significant.
Digits 1 through 9 are always significant, and zeros are significant when between numbers 1 through 9, or when following numbers 1 through 9 after a decimal point.
First, we're going to start off with some basic examples of significant figures. In example 1, as you can see, we have three significant figures, which would be the 2, the 9, and the 0. The 2 and 9 are significant because they're numerical digits between the numbers 1 through 9. 0 is significant because it follows a significant digit following a decimal.
As Anthony just demonstrated, our first example has three significant figures. The second number has 7 digits and 7 significant figures. All of these digits are significant. The 1, the 2, the second 2, and the 5 are significant because they're digits between 1 and 9. The first two zeros are both significant because they're in between other significant digits. The last 0 is significant because it's trailing a significant figure after a decimal point. Now we're going to talk about how a decimal point changes the number of significant figures. In our first example, there are 2 significant figures. In the second example, which has a decimal point, there are 5 significant figures.
As my partner stated before, example 1 has 2 significant figures. Example 2, however, only has 5 significant figures. In example 1, the 6 and the 8 are the only considered significant figures because they were the only measured digits in this number. The 3 zeros trailing are considered only placeholders and were not measured. Now, however, in example 2, as you can tell, we have 5 significant figures. This is because the 6 and the 8 are numerical digits between numbers 1 through 9, and all 3 trailing zeros have a decimal following after. Now, I understand this can be very ambiguous. You might say the similarities between example 1 and example 2 are very alike, and I would understand that completely. But we need to understand one thing. In example 1, we have no decimal point trailing the zeros, which means they are only placeholders. In example 2, we have a decimal point trailing the zeros, which means they are measured, precise, and are considered significant. That is why you see the major difference between the first example and second example revolves only around the decimal point.
I'm Ashlee.
And I'm Anthony, and thank you for watching our video on significant figures.